In May of 2021, Canadians were shocked to the announcement of 215 anomalies being uncovered in a residential school in Kamloops, BC. First Nations people always knew that. Canadians never knew that, or they didn't want to know that. When that happened, the government announced that they would provide funding to do the research and do the groundwork to find exactly where the children were buried. $216.5 million over a few years. Each school or each group that was doing the work was encouraged to apply for funding. $3 million in necessary work. There are a lot of families, there are a lot of communities that are wondering what happened to their children, and a lot of those that never came home. We're calling on Canada to provide long-term adequate funding and recommit to walking with us on the journey to healing.
I was taken away from my mother when I was 3.5 years old.
My sister was 4 years old, my brother was 7, my other brother was 9, and I was 10 going on 11 when 4 of us got taken from her and put into residential school. And she asked them why and where they were going. The children said they didn't tell her, you know. They didn't tell her, and then if she didn't want to give us up, they threatened her with jail.
I became afraid and ashamed to be who I was and where I came from.
They took away my language and ceremonies and made me ashamed of who I am.
I carried that shame that was not mine to carry as a 10-year-old girl, you know.
There were so many bad stories.
Listening to other survivors has waken up a lot of memories and feelings that I have repressed through the years.
You spend hard time with each other in residential school. You were family. And that's who we are to each other. We're brother, we're a sister to each other. As we've been through the same hell.
I didn't talk about it either.
They were all in residential school. Then I realized why my dad was the way he was.
Drugs, alcohol, any kind of addiction, right? You start to numb those feelings and start to repress again, and here it goes on to the next generation.
When he was sober, he was the best dad in the world.
There was actual genocide that we were put into as First Nations people across Canada.
Some of the kids there, though, they didn't even know how they got there or which way was home.
We need to create and implement curriculums that teach the true stories and histories of our remaining survivors.
Younger generation should learn about this.
Let's have our history inserted into there of all our people who did great things.
Let us find our loved ones. That's what we need to do.
That's gonna take a long time to find the kids that are missing.
It won't go away. It won't go away. It'll go away with knowledge, right? And understanding. It'll go away.
How can we heal? How can we forgive?
I think it's wrong. They can fund every other thing, but why take it? Because they're guilty of genocide, and they don't want nobody to know about it. That's about it. And they think they can get away with it.
You know, it's going to take a long time to find our loved ones that's in the ground for years and years.
All their names are going to be put up there, and we're doing research to find that out. Research that this money came from.
If this funding is stopped, you know, we've only just begun. How are we going to finish? How are we going to close that wound?
The truth and the reconciliation won't happen if we don't have the resources.
Everybody thinks about dollars when we're trying to do something. But really, we're trying to find these children that were missing there.
I think it really helped for other people that went to residential school gatherings and stuff. They started healing a bit. Some people were telling the truth, what really happened.
She just started to open up now and talk about it. And that's the result of this.
It's a very healing for me, and it's empowering for me to start to use my voice, right?
Before coming here, I went down to the memorial site where the school once stood. I asked the spirits of the little children for their help so that I could finish this work that I'm doing, because it's for them that I took this job. Lots of them didn't make it home.
The government played a big role in paying for the nuns and the priests and the brothers who abused our people in that school. And when they say reconciliation, it upsets me because they're not reconciling. What they're doing is they're not facing the truth. They don't want to face the truth.
You took our life. You ruined me. You ruined my father, my grandfather, and my grandmother. No language, no culture, no medicines, no nothing.
A lot of people said that they were devastated and they felt defeated. Well, I've got news for you. Yes, I was devastated, but I wasn't defeated.
They took a lifetime from us. Why are we getting a timeline? Like, come on, that's wrong.
You made promises? Keep them. Not just words, recommendations. Do them. Get them done. History, let's correct it.